10,000 years ago, a human knelt in the dirt, pressing a seed into the soil with bare hands. Today, satellites guide machines that plant millions of seeds per hour. Between these two moments lies the most important transformation in human history, the evolution of agriculture. This is the story of how we learned to feed ourselves, and what it cost us along the way. For most of human existence, we were hunters and gatherers, following animals and seasons across vast landscapes. Food was uncertain, temporary, and fragile. Then, slowly and independently across the world, something revolutionary happened. In the Fertile Crescent, wheat and barley were domesticated. In China, rice fields reshaped wetlands. In Mesoamerica, maize was transformed from wild grass into sustenance. Agriculture allowed humans to settle, to store food, to grow populations, and to build civilization itself. But early farming was brutal. Clearing land with stone tools took years. Crops failed often. One mistake could mean starvation. Yet these societies persisted, bound to their land by necessity and belief. Ancient agriculture was deeply local. Farmers knew their soil, the way sailors know the sea. They read the sky, the wind, the insects. Fields were small. Labor was human and animal. Plows cut shallow lines, and harvests depended entirely on rain. In Mesopotamia, irrigation canals turned deserts green, but salinization eventually poisoned the land. In Egypt, the Nile's flooding dictated prosperity, shaping calendars and religion. In the Andes, terraced farming defied mountains, creating microclimates that still function today. Farming was communal. Planting and harvest were shared rituals. Food wasn't just calories, it was culture. Then came mechanization. The Industrial Revolution shattered agricultural time. Iron plows cut deeper. Steam engines powered threshers. Later, tractors replaced horses. One farmer could now do the work of dozens. The 20th century changed everything. Synthetic fertilizers replaced manure. Pesticides erased insects, along with unintended ecosystems. Hybrid seeds increased yields, but demanded chemicals and uniformity. This was the Green Revolution. Hunger declined. Populations exploded. Farming became an industry. But scale came at a price. Fields turned into monocultures, stretching beyond the horizon. Soil lost its life. Farmers became dependent on fuel, global markets, and corporate supply chains. Decision-making moved from the land to spreadsheets. Today, agriculture is guided by GPS, AI, and genetic engineering. Crops are edited at the molecular level. Drones monitor plant stress. Algorithms decide irrigation down to the drop. Food production has never been more efficient or more disconnected from the human hand. Yet, agriculture's evolution was not uniform. Across Asia, water buffalo and rice paddies created intricate ecosystems, balancing food production with biodiversity. In Europe, crop rotation, cover crops, and communal commons allowed medieval societies to thrive despite climatic uncertainty. Indigenous communities in the Americas cultivated polycultures, combining maize, beans, and squash the three sisters to enrich soil naturally and sustain populations without chemicals. The story of agriculture is also the story of knowledge transfer. Ancient trade routes carried seeds, techniques, and ideas across continents. Wheat from the Fertile Crescent reached India. Maize from Mesoamerica crossed oceans centuries later. Farming innovations traveled, adapted, and transformed lives far beyond their origins. Even today, we see echoes of ancient wisdom in modern sustainability movements. Regenerative agriculture, permaculture, and agroforestry all borrow principles from practices developed thousands of years ago. The question is no longer whether we can produce enough food, but whether we can do so while respecting the ecosystems that made farming possible in the first place. Ancient agriculture gave us stability, community, and a relationship with nature. Modern farming gave us abundance, longevity, and global survival. But the legacy is mixed. We feed over 8 billion people, but at the cost of biodiversity loss, soil erosion, and climate vulnerability. Ancient farmers feared drought. Modern farmers fear markets, fuel prices, and climate systems they can no longer predict. Ironically, many modern solutions, crop rotation, regenerative soil practices, polycultures, are rediscoveries of ancient wisdom. Humanity's challenge now is to merge the intimacy of ancient farming with the power and scale of modern technology. The seed planted by ancient hands still grows only now. It travels through machines, labs, and global networks before reaching our plates. Agriculture is no longer just about food. It is about sustainability, resilience, and responsibility. As humanity faces climate change and population pressure, we are forced to ask an old question in a new way. Not just how much can we grow, but how wisely. Because the story of farming is not finished. The next chapter will decide far more than what we eat it. Will decide how humans live, how we connect to the land, and whether we can balance progress with preservation. And in that balance, perhaps we will find a new way to honor the hands that first pressed seeds into the soil 10,000 years ago.